Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another YouTube video. Yes, we are going to be showing you another trading strategy that is absolutely insane. It's very similar to the previous video that I made. It's pretty much using a three-step martingale, right? So if you start off with like a $10,000 account, you would do like a $100 trade, a $200 trade, and a $400 trade. If you lost all three trades, you would end the session and you go for plus 5 units, right? Obviously, that sort of concept, what we did was we just traded based on the color of the previous candle. And if we lost the next trade, we would just continue in that same direction until we won a trade, right? Now, what we are going to do is slightly different, right? What we're going to be doing is we are going to wait for a color change. Now, instead of just going green off of this trade and looking for buys, we are going to wait for a red candle to come in, and then we are only going to take sells. So here we go. We are going to take a sell here, right? We'll take a 10-second sell and we will set our next trade to 200, right? Now, if we lose this, we just take another sell after this trade, right? So there we go. We take another sell, and then our next trade is going to be 400. That's only if we lose this trade. So let's see what happens. Cool. Looks like we have won the trade there, so we're going to reset this back to 100. Now, let me explain to you how this works once again in terms of the risk management, the targets that you should have, as well as your stop loss and take profit. So as you know, we have a $10,000 account or demo account right now. It's actually 10,500, but let's say with the 10,500, we want to do 1%. So that's roughly around $100 for the trade. Now, using that $100, we want to create a three-step martingale. Now, the martingale just means you double it, right? So the three-step means you're going to double it 3 times. So that would be 100, 200, 400. So now let me just go and place this at the top over here so that you are able to see it for the rest of this video. Now, in terms of targets and stop losses, these are very important in trading. It's very important to know what you're aiming for, but also know exactly when to get out, or else that becomes gambling, right? So our take profit that we're going to be aiming for is plus 5 units. Our stop loss is going to be when we lose all 3, right? Lose all 3. So let's put that, I'd say, like down here. Right. Now, what do I mean by plus 5 units? Well, as you know, we are obviously doing $100 trades. That equals to 1 unit. So that means that our take profit is going to be $500. Obviously, it's not going to be exactly, because pocket option obviously takes 8% of your trades every single time, because it's a 92% payout. So if you lose a trade and win a trade, if you lose 100 and then win 92, you lose $8, right? So that's why they take $8 every trade. But the point is that we're aiming for plus 5 units, which is pretty much the same as 100 times 5, because that's the trade size that we're obviously using over here. Why is it such a small target? Why is it like such low units? Well, the shorter that you're in a session for, the higher the quality of your trades, the more focused you are, because the longer and longer you trade, it actually starts to diminish. It's like a law of diminishing focus, right? So think of it like this, right? Your focus slowly just starts to diminish and diminish, and the lower and lower it goes down, the more money you lose, right? So think of it like this, right? Similarly, the more and more money you lose, it's just going to go down like that, right? So we don't want that. We want to be keeping our sessions as short as possible to have the most focus. So obviously, as we know, we won that trade, so that's going to put us up to plus 1 units. Now, we're pretty much just going to keep trading over here, right? We obviously know what our take profit is now. It's 5 units, which is just 5 of these $100 trades that we need to win. Obviously, if we win on either this one, or this one, they all act and count as plus 1, right? So that's a plus 1, that's a plus 1, and then this is also a plus 1. All right, without any further explanation, we're going to continue with this entire session. I'm going to put the information over here so that it's easy for you to see. Actually, let me rather put it like this. Let's put that there, and let's put that there so that you can have it for reference, right? Then obviously our stop loss is if we lose all 3, we get out, right? So if we lose the 100, the 200, the 400, we're done, right? It's as simple as that. Now, once again, compared to the previous video, here we would have just taken a sell off of this candle and we would have won, right? And obviously, like off of this one, we could sell again, right, on this next candle. But what we're looking for in this video now is a change in the color, right? So we're waiting for a green, and then when the green comes in, we take the buy. So 10-second buy over there, then we're going to go 200, right, to set our next trade. Now let's keep going and see how these fare out. So our next trade is going to be 400. So we let these play out, and regardless of the outcome, if we lose all three, we end the session. We need to be disciplined. We mustn't have that gambling mindset, right? Because that's the only risk that comes with this. You saw we won that trade over there, so now that's going to put us to +2. Perfect. So now we are only 3 more wins away. Whether we win that on the $100 trade, the $200 trade, or the $400 trade, that counts as +1, right? And we're only 3 units away, or 3 wins away on either of those. However, if at any point we lose all 3 of these in a row, then we end the session, right? And it's going to be tough. It's going to happen sometimes, guys. But you need to remind yourself that you can just come back the next day and you have another shot at winning. So the most difficult thing with psychology in this, I would definitely say, is when you lose all 3, you're going to want to trade more, but please don't. It's the worst decision you'll ever make. Here we go. This looks like another color change, going from green back into red over here. So we're going to take a sell once again. There we go. And then we're going to do a 200 and set that trade up. Let's see how this goes. If we obviously lose this trade, we re-enter. So let's see, okay, we've lost that trade, so we re-enter. And then we set this next one to 400, and we just go again, right? If we lose this one, we re-enter. It's as simple as that. So there we go, we won that trade. Perfect. So we reset this back to 100 over here, and we are going to set this to +3. Perfect. Only 2 more wins away, guys. These sessions are fast, they're quick, they're efficient. Your focus is always really, it's really good when you do this. The shorter your sessions, the higher quality of your trades, and obviously the higher quality, the better your win rate is overall as well. Here we go. Okay, so here I could have taken a sell there, but I'm not going to rush into a trade. I'm actually going to wait for the color to change again. So here we go. It's going from there. No, you see it's stall. Goes from red to red. So here we're waiting for a color change from red into green, and then we're going to look for buys. Cool. Here we go. Perfect. We're going to go for 200 here. Brilliant. This is going to be another win. Wow. What a win. That's incredible. Beautiful, guys. Now we reset. Always remember to reset your number back to your base amount. Your base amount is your first step. Okay, perfect. So that's once again another win. That's putting us up to now +4, which means that we are only 1 win away. We could have taken our sell here, but we're not going to. We're just going to find a brand new place to take a trade. Here we go. This looks like a change in the color over here. So we can take a buy over here. Boom. There we go. We're going to go $200 on our next trade in case we lose this. And let's see how this trade plays out. This looks like a loss over here. So we're going to take another buy. And then we'll set 400 for our next trade in case we lose. Here we go. Our final trade. This has to win, guys. It's very likely that it can, but if it loses, we obviously have to end the session that way. And it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen over here. That's unfortunate. Now, I want to show you guys something. So, obviously, we ended up with +4 over there, right? Now, it is unfortunate, but we obviously lost 7 units over here. And that's obviously what I want to document in this on this YouTube channel, is that you're going to win some and sometimes you're going to lose, right? So you're going to win some, you're going to lose some, and that's part of trading. But what I want to do is show you another session, and possibly, obviously you wouldn't do this on a real account, but because we're on a demo account and we're practicing and I'm showing you the strategy, we're going to take more trades. So obviously after this, we would have lost pretty much all 3 of these, right? So we would normally typically end the session, but because it's a demo account, you can keep going. You'll just create a new one. So here, obviously we actually still ended up getting up to plus 4 units. So even though we lost pretty much 100, 200, and 400, which is 700, we technically lost 7 units. Now, because we had plus 4 minus the 7 units, we actually only end up losing 3 units overall, right? Now, when you come back with a brand new session, and if you win the session with 5 units, overall, you actually gain 2 units. That's why it's good to pretty much set this as your stop loss and set this as your take profit, because over the long run, if you just keep trading, it's going to yield you results. Now, I want to show you that, right? I want to show you that. So we're going to speed this process up a lot more now. So this is what we're currently at. This is what we're currently at. And we're going to keep trading. And I want to show you how, if we can possibly get 5 wins in a row now, you will now be able to see that this works. Perfect. So let's go back to 100 here. And let's go in for some more trades. Perfect. We're going to wait for a color change here. And I want you to see that if we do win 5 units of take profit, we're going to go back to +2 and we're actually going to be in profit. So obviously, you, like I said, you wouldn't do this on a normal trading day, right? You wouldn't do this on a normal trading day. You would end your session. But like I said, we're on demo. We're practicing, right? We're practicing and I'm showing you how this all works. There we go. Here's a win. So now this would obviously take us to +1, right? So now we're going to keep going. Here it looks like a sell that could come in over here. No, it's all good. We'll just wait for a color change. Always remember to reset over here. Here we go. This looks like a good selling opportunity here, so we're going to take it. Perfect. And obviously, guys, if we lose this, we just place another trade. It's as simple as that. So there we lost it. We just place another trade. Here we go, 400. But this is going to be a winning trade over here by the looks of it. There we go. Beautiful stuff. So back to 100, and this gets reset to 2. Perfect. Now, here has another color change from red into green, so we take a buy, right? Now we need to make this 200 in case we lose, which is likely going to happen on this reversal. No, we won the trade, right? So now we go to +3. Beautiful stuff. So once again, we went from a red into a green, and we took the buy on this one, and we won. Right here, we could have taken a sell because we went from green into red, right? Obviously at +3 now, so we're technically at break even. So you see how if you come back the next day, you would already be at break even on the session. So it really isn't the end of the world. Let's keep going though. We are waiting for a color change here. We obviously remember to reset this back to 100 every single time. Let's go find a brand new pair to trade on. Okay, looks like, let me move this like down to the left here. Okay, this looks like a possible color change over here. Definitely from green into red. So we're going to follow red. There we go. We're going to make this 200. And if we lose this trade, we re-enter for another sell. Simple as that. And there we go. Perfect, guys. So there we go. We're back to +4, right? So now, if we were to come back the next day and this was our actual session, our normal session, we would overall be up 1 unit, right? So now let's reset this back to 100. Oh, my bad. 100. There we go. Okay, now one more win away, and then that would be our take profit on another day, right? So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Okay, I'm not going to force this trade. You see, guys, this market is quite choppy. You can see these long wicks over here. This is a very volatile market, which shows that it's just pushing in both directions. It's very choppy. It's not going to be a great trade to take, right? So we're just going to stay out of that. Here we go. Here's a color change. Boom, and we're in, right? We're in. Let's go 200 on this. And if we lose, we just re-enter. So we lost. We're going to re-enter for another trade here. I hope this is not another repeat of what happened last time. Let's just hold thumbs. Okay, final trade. Looks like we might be losing this again. Let's see. No, here's our reversal that we're looking for. And bang. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. So, +5. Boom. So now, if you take your current equation, right? So remember, this was the previous session that we did. We obviously lost our stop loss was that we lost all three. So that would have been the previous session. We lost all three of these, right? We lost all three of those, which is actually a total of 7 units that we lost, right? When you lose those three in a row, you end the session. Obviously, until you hit +5, then you end your session as well. So the previous session, we obviously got up to +4 units and lost 7 units, right? So that would have ended our session at -3. Then we would come back on a new session, and what would happen on that new session? We would have hit +5, right? So we obviously hit +5 over here. That would be our take profit, so we would end the session. Now, over 2 sessions, we have a total of 2 units gained, which is $200 across 2 days. And you see how this adds up. And it's very easy. You saw how easy it is and how easy it was for me to get to +4 over there and to get to +5 over here. The next session is very likely going to go and hit another +5 over here, and that's going to put us up +7, which is $700 up, which is a lot of money, right? If you were trading on a real account, obviously you need to be testing these and practicing this on a demo account first. Guys, this is the end of the video, but one very important thing you should always remember is demo first. Demo first. Why is that? You need to practice. You need to understand how to do this before you move on to risking your own capital. Okay, that's the most important thing. All right, guys, that is another variation of this style of trading. I hope you're enjoying it. I also want to remind you to consider subscribing. So please make sure to subscribe to my channel over here. And also, if you do want to start trading with me, you can click the link in my bio over here, and it will take you to my private community over here, which you can join. There's it's a beginner friendly program. We have live calls. You can obviously see here inside of the classroom. I'm just going to give you a quick run through over here. So here's the community over here where I share stuff, a whole bunch of things, announcements, general chat where the members and the other traders speak with one another. As you can see over here, there's a whole bunch of student wins, like the money people are making is insane. You can also hop on one-on-one calls with me if you need it. Also, any help that you need, any questions, you put it in the chat here, depending on what course you are doing. You can also share your session and as well as your strategy that you end up modifying for yourself. Now, here is the main classroom over here with all the learning material, whether it's course 1.0 for you starting out as a beginner with all the information over here. We also have trading tools and software that you can start using. You can see the calculator that we use over here. You can also see the different checklists and trading journals that I've created. And there's also a course 2.0, right? So in the course 2.0, that's when you start getting a bit more advanced, right? Oh, another great thing is daily lessons, right? You get like 31 daily lessons over here on top of like 50 plus hours of recorded material. Now, another thing you're probably going to want to know is, are there group calls? Well, yes. Every single Saturday at 10:30 a.m., we have group calls where you learn new educational content live. I teach it live. You can ask me questions, we can engage in discussions, and you can also watch me trade live as well, which is really, really cool. And you can also come to me with your problems and I'll fix it on the call. The same thing happens on Sundays as well with the advanced members, where we follow the exact same structure, obviously different learning materials. That is the end of the video, guys. We obviously did really well with the 2 sessions that we backtested. Obviously, when you hit either your take profit or stop loss, you end your day and you come back the next day and you go again. It's going to be very tempting to want to continue, but please don't. There's a reason for that. Other than that, please consider subscribing. And if you would like to trade with me and start making money with me, you can join this community over here, school.com quick trading about. Just click the link over here, or just go into one of my previous videos over here, or into the current video that you're watching right now, link in description where it says start trading with me today. You can click that link and it will take you to the front page where you can join the community. Other than that, guys, have a great day, peace, and I'll see you in the next video.